Product not yet rated.
Started from the bottom, just to climb to the top. Struggles, yeah, I got 'em, but I'm never gonna
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Available October 23rd. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Available October 23rd. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Available October 23rd.
Good evening. Welcome to Rescast TV. Glad you guys could be here. Those of you that are in chat at the moment. I see Tugarok's in there and pretty much know everybody else in there. Tonight we're going to be streaming EVE Online as per our schedule. Sorry I'm a little bit late getting on board. We're still trying to get things set up on the channel. One of the things I'm working on is this very orange stuff you see all over my screen right now. And I'll be the first to admit, and I'll probably be apologizing for this all evening long, that overlay is well, it's brutal, to be honest with you, but what but it's somewhat necessary. I'm going to work on streamlining it, and I'm also going to be putting in some other items in there that's going to provide information for you. It's not something I really wanted to do. However, I've noticed many of the EVE streamers that are out there actually cover this stuff up, and I mean, I know why, but hey, it is what it is. So we'll see. I may end up uncovering my fit. I don't know, since I'm not really going out strictly PvP. I don't know if that's a huge deal to cover up or not, but I ran out of time today, folks. I really did. I ran out of time. This was all I had time to do before the stream today. I do a little bit at a time, so let's go ahead and chat about what we're going to do this evening. Tonight, we are sitting in station, and we're going to upgrade ourselves. We're going to go from an Imicus to Helios, I believe, is what we're going to do. And that's so I can fit some Kovops Cloaky Cloak action. And I think I'm at the point for that. And then I'm going to go out and do some exploration. I don't think... When was the last time we went out, guys? I think it was... I want to say it was Monday. Yeah, it might have been Monday. I think so. And I don't know... I don't remember how well that went. I think I ended up logging off, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I was being chased down. I managed to get out of the wormhole. Okay, so let's talk about that. So I was being chased down. I decided to go ahead and log off because I was indeed being chased down. And you know, I just realized EVE Online, and we're gonna do exploration. Please, Relic me. There we are. Very good. So we're going to be doing that tonight. Let me change the actual game I'm playing on the list here. And we'll do an update. EVE Online, exploration, please Relic me. And good to go. Alright, let's see. So some of the things I plan on doing with this overlay, and again, I know I'm going to be talking about this evening, this evening probably a few times, is I know right now it's covering up a bunch of stuff. This is based upon my current layout, so to speak. This is something that I'm going to be sharing with PreacherMan23 as he's traveling through the world of New Eden. And it's, yeah, I know it's a little ugly now. What I'm thinking I may do to kind of keep things at least not quite so orange, although those are the colors of Rescast TV, is to maybe kind of readjust where things are laid out on my screen. Maybe we'll do like a all left side or all right side, or I don't know. I'll spend some time to figure it out. This is, you know, hey, it's growing pains. We're a young channel. We've been around for what? How long have you been following us now? Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Come on. You know, things take time. So cut me some slack. I know that I will probably catch some guff for that tonight, but you know what? It is what it is. So let's go ahead and start building out. Let's see here. All right, everything's up and running. See you guys there. Let's see. Awesome, awesome. Bangarang. Okay. So we were in the wormhole on Monday, and I think that's where we left. And I was being chased down, and I ended up logging off, doing a safe log off. I did just about everything you could possibly do wrong and still managed to survive, which I'm not sure how that happened, but I'm glad it did. I was considering waiting until tonight to actually try to get out of that wormhole, but it meant I would have to go a whole, you know, almost, 3.5 days without playing EVE, and that just wasn't an option. So I did get out of the wormhole. I safely made it back to high sec, and I safely made sure that I got back to a station. So, wow. So, the the overlay we have here, again, as I said, it's nothing's ever perfect. If I come in here and I go to look up something, you know, there's going to be ways where you could potentially tell where I am at a particular moment, or at least a ballpark. But it is, you know, it is what it is. We'll do what we can do. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're going to actually, you see we're driving an Amicus right now. And we're going to switch that up. I need something that can run CovOps, and we're going to switch to a Helios. Drastic change, I know. I mean, like, it's the same ship. It looks like the same ship. Different specs. Helios is more capable in regards to many things. So let's go digging out to the market. And see what we can see. Now this is where I really, really, really would love to have 2 screens. Because if I had 2 screens roll, let me restate that. I have 2 screens. I would like to be playing off of 2 screens with a 3rd screen for chat and all that jazz, because then I could hide stuff off to the sides and wouldn't be blocking the screen as much. So I may be rolling that way in the near future once I get a 3rd screen. I actually have a 3rd screen over here. It's a 17-inch, but it's an old monitor. It's a VGA, and it would work fine until I pick up another 24-inch, except for the fact, or actually I may be picking up a 27-inch, but anyway, except for the fact that it is VGA, and my video card doesn't have VGA. Now, my onboard has VGA, and I haven't looked at it yet to see if I can run off of a card and onboard at the same time, but we'll figure it out. So tonight, this is all the orange is just going to have to do. We are working on it. It is what it is. And I'm trying to ignore it. It's on that screen over there, and I'm trying not even to look at it because it's just ugly. But it is what it is. So let's see here. So we're going to come over here and we're going to go boom. Helios. Okay, let's see here. Alright, so we're going to fit out a Helios. We're going to buy this. 1 Helios. It's in station. Purchased. Actually, you know what? I didn't double check that yeah, I do. Okay, I've got everything I need for it. Fantastic. Okay. So that just took a nice little chunk out of my money. Actually, I wanted to check out my my transactions. Let me see here. And the dancing seaweed. Oh, nice. Okay. Also, my data cores are selling. Sweet. Fantastic. Alright. So, that's one thing down. Now, I'm not really sure how I'm going to fit this thing out yet, except for a couple of things. I do know that I want to come in here, and I need to buy a covert cloak. Is it covert ops cloak? Yeah, there it is. So let's look at this. Boom. Not cheap. Thank you. Oh. Okay, there we go. Back. Sorry. Buy. Well, see, that tells you where I'm at right there. Not a whole lot of point when I'm buying stuff, but, you know, I'll do what I can. Do what I can, man. Let's see. Again, this is where probably multiple screens is going to work out much better. I'm just giving up on that for the moment. So, let's see here. I want to go ahead and buy out the Relic stuff. Relic analyzer. I've already got one on my other ship. Well, you know what? Once I'm rolling with this Helios, I'm probably not going to roll that Amicus very often anymore. I'll just strip it down. There we are. And let's do this. Let's make it active. Let's change the name. What are we going to call this one? The other one was bow-legged. The other one was bow-legged. I got to come up with a name here. Let's see. Thank you. Let's see. Duck Walker. Duck Walker. Alright. Now let's strip this bad boy down. I need to sell those things off. Amicus. Strip fitting. Yep. Drone bay. Move these up here. Fantabulous. Why did those not move? Does it not have the same drone capacity? It doesn't. Wow. Whoa, that's a whole world of difference right there. That I did not know. It's only got 5 M3. Okay, good to know. Well, that's okay. I don't ever seem to launch my drones out anyway. I'm not really out for fighting. I'm out for hiding and running. So, let's go ahead and insure this bad boy. Yes. Insure, yes. Platinum. Yeah, sure. 5 mil? Ugh. Killing me. I'm gonna go bankrupt at this rate. I mean, come on. Let's see here. So we stripped the fit. Good. We're done with that. Duckwalker. Go away. Fit. So it looks like it's a beefier looking Amicus, basically. That's all it is. Should I buy some sister scanners? I wonder if I should do that. Let's go look at that. So what does this do? This gives us additional scanning capabilities, I'm guessing. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Base sensor strength is 44 points. So, all right, so let's go ahead and why not? Let's do it. Well, did I lose my market? I closed it. Way to go. Buy this. 8. Buy. Okay. Come back over here. Oh, nope, we're already there. Ammunition. Ship modules. Interesting. Alright, Covey Ops, cloaking device. And then we'll come back over here to ammunition again. Alright. Now, let's go see here. What are we going to fit? We're going to fit... Let's see if we can keep... We'll drop that in. We'll drop cargo scan in there for now. May yank it out again depending on other stuff we put in there. So let's do that. Let's see. We're going to do a 10 micro warp drive.
Sufficient power.
Holy cow, are you kidding me? Okay. So we have to go buy a micro warp drive, 1 MN. Let me quiet that down a little bit. Some of the guys in Hangout are a little chatty tonight. Yeah, guys. There we go. That stuff can all get sold. Armor repair. Yeah, maybe we'll roll.
Sufficient power.
This thing really needs a power upgrade. Let me go see if I can find something. Let me look at this really quick. Hang on a second. Hotel Wi-Fi is not liking Twitch. Preacher Man, how you doing tonight? Actually, it's the same style of missions. I just want to be able to do them a little more safely. To be honest with you, that's exactly what I'm doing. This is an upgraded version of the previous ship that I had. This allows me to do covert ops, which means I can warp while I'm cloaked. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking for a Helios. Yes. Okay, here we go. Interesting. Okay. Yes, I know the overlay. Of anybody around here, Mr. You just got ganked, stream sniped ganked the other day. I'm sitting here trying to protect us with this thing, and this is the thanks that I get. Really? You wound me, sir. Sir. Anyway, no, I know. It's horrible. It's horrible. Give me time. We have a couple of options. Number one, I am trying to cover up the important bits. Although, as you can see, I mean, if I open up, you know, things, and there's things that I got to show in the middle of the screen. You can tell where I am. Now, once I get out in space, it's less likely. But the point being, I have to hide these things. But if we get to the point where we have 3 monitors, then we can stretch the game across 2 monitors, do most of the stuff off the main monitor. That's what they see. And we can move some of those other things off to the side. Although, you know, I don't know. It's an option. But cut me some slack, man. Pumpkin spice latte and threw it up on the screen. I told you I put it together quickly. No, just kidding. Don't ban you. Don't ban you. No, no. Alright, let's see here. So this is a little bit on the, I guess a little bit on the dull side, guys. I do apologize. But I am, you know what? I'm going to unfit this because I'm not going to be cherry picking. I'm actually looking at everything. So we're going to unfit that. And what I am seeing is I need to go out and I need to get myself a micro warp drive. I wanted the experimental. Okay, so what's the difference here? Massive boost to speed for a very short amount of time. Attributes. Maximum velocity bonus is 500. %. Dude, this almost looks the same. Lower activation cost. I don't know there's really much difference. One's level 2, but one's an upgraded. I mean, what does that mean when your capacity bonus? So it hurts me by 22%, whereas this one hurts me by 17%. All right, we'll go with the 2. Ooh! That's highway robbery. And then what was the other thing I'm looking at? I'm looking for... Boom. There we go. Is there any rigs in this thing? I don't know if there's any rigs in this. Let me look at this. A couple rig slots. What else do we have here? Nanofiber internal structure. Trying to be strong and turn fast. And that is internal structure 2. Buy this. We'll take 2 of those, sir. Or madam, I don't know. So what? I don't see any rigs on this bad boy. All right. All right, I'm back. Let's see. All right, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know which way to go with this one. Did I buy 3? Oh, did I already have some? Oh, that stinks. You say that with love, Lewis. I don't know. Maybe I still have to ban you. Maybe not. No, I won't ban you. Why would I ban you? Not gonna ban you. Put online. Alright, how we doing? Oh, I know. Micro warp drive. So, these different fits. I don't know which one's the best one to go with. Boom, man, that ate up a lot. All right, and what do we have over here? Ban. Well, you know, if you want to ban him, go right ahead. But I'll just unban him again. Huh. Ratings, let's see. Nobody's given this loadout a negative rating yet. So, let's look here. Since you're in town, you should... Oh, that's... 1 up and 1 down. Did anybody say why? Maybe that's not the fit for me. What is that? What is... That's just like... Oops, wrong spot. Alright, let's look at this. What does this do? What does the Overdrive Injector System 2 do? This monster unit vastly increases engine power at the expense of cargo capacity. Penalty. Using more than one type of this module or similar module may affect the same attribute on the ship we penalize. Then why is this cat rolling with two of them? Why? That's a bad fit. Unless there's something I don't understand. I'm looking at this guy and he's got 2 overdrive injectors on his ship. Let's do this. Oops. Call the front desk, get 2 queen beds, or somebody sleeping on the couch. I'm on eve.battleclinic.com looking at loadouts. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Wait a minute, you've got the kids? Oh, it's a family wedding. That's right. I forgot about that. This search is taking forever. What does that do? No way, dude. That is not a ship to run away with. Wait, you're not even okay. I have to make a choice here, guys. I don't know who all's in stream. Looks like the regular cast of characters. Holy cow. I'm trying to figure out what rigs I should drop in this bad boy. Where are the comments? Why don't I see the comments on this? MWD nerf makes co-ops with MWD micro warp drive fail fit. Warp scrambler instantly, not gradually, knocks out your MWD speed bonus. Returning an impulse, but your ship's signature radius becomes 500% of its usual, so instead of 49 it becomes 245. Or almost that of a battle cruiser, and you're barely moving. Inertia penalty kills your maneuverability, so if you do damage to get into your cloak, go fly somewhere. I'm building out a ship. This is not a cheap ship. You gotta give me some time here. So if you do manage to get into your cloak, you can't change... Okay. Can't change regular. And their Inti can knock you right back out of cloak. Then they broadside you with full upper deck of medium turrets, and you pop like a zit on prom night. That's gross. This is an overheated hull tank, fit designed for avoidance and recovery. 1MN AB2 is seated between offline archaeology and hacking modules that serve double duty as heat sinks until needed. DC2 takes full advantage. Wait. What does he have? Oh, he's running an afterburner. I had an afterburner. But the overdrive injector system, it doesn't make sense to me, because it says if you use more than one. If you use more than one, I can afford to lose it. I'm just trying to make sure it's set up properly so that I have a decent chance of not losing it, pal. Jeez. 3 days in Eve, 4 days in Eve, and you know the world. EC-300 drone to serve as a sacrificial lamb. That makes sense. I want to see what he says about those overdrive systems, though. Doesn't say squat. Where are the comments? This thing's supposed to have 6... There we go. Two flaws. Once you're over dependent on your speed tank. Stop yelling at you. Stop talking in all caps. Oh, I got something. I got to show you. This is not for the stream. Not for the faint of heart. Hang on a second, guys. See, normally I'm all action. I know. But you're just going to have to kind of put up with it a little bit tonight. There we are. Chat, I just put a picture in chat there. I'd love to see what you think about that. Offline, of course, offline. Alright, so what else we got? Once you depend on your speed tank, meaning NT or AF with overheated AB and a Weber will slow you down enough to knock out some of your bolts around. And two, even if you were to escape and survive an encounter, you wouldn't self-armor rep. But other than that, it's a good fit. Okay. Never mind. Did the build. Very happy with it. Complements my small exploration fleet superbly. Would an armor rep in a low slot serve better since you're in a wormhole? I'm thinking that's probably a good idea. What does he have in a low? No, I'm not. It's something I consider, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, Packet Creeper. It is actually, it's something I may possibly want to get into in the future. But I do feel like I don't have a whole lot of like skills of things that I'm super, I feel like kind of pseudo, not to naturally kind of, I don't even want to say gifted in, just something I have. I don't know what to call it. But I definitely need some training. I speak too fast and don't articulate properly. But yeah, thank you very much. I actually would, I'd love to be in radio at some point. And welcome to the channel. Normally you see a little more action, and there will be some more action here shortly. Actually, your name sounds familiar. I'm wondering if you were in here before, and if you have been, I apologize if I don't remember. It's just been a lot of people come through here lately. It's been kind of a crazy week and a half. Thank you for the follow, Packet Creeper. I appreciate it. This is Rescast TV. If you haven't heard it before, my buddy PreacherMan23, who's in chat right now, he and I decided to collab on a channel because we both had our own. He's been streaming for quite a bit longer than I have, and I've really only been streaming for a few weeks. And when we decided, why not team up? That way we can generate more regular content and kind of vary the content. Last night I played Hawken for the first time. Now, EVE Online is my main, and I'm what I call an old noob in that, meaning I've got an account that I've had for years, but I've kind of been off and on. I mean, I joined a corp last year, but I didn't even talk to anybody. I've really never talked to anybody in the game. I've got like 1 or 2 people, and so I've really never learned anything other than mining. So, I mean, I can mine Veldspar like nobody's business, but other than that, yeah. So I've been doing some exploration the last few days. I've been popped, I've gotten blown up, got potted, and I'm learning things. So tonight I'm moving up to a Koviop ship, and we're going to give that a go. Okay, well, good. Yeah, it's very hard to remember. Like, a lot of people come rolling through, so I appreciate you stopping by. We are on a regular schedule, although it may change a little bit here and there in terms of what game gets played. Tomorrow night is, I believe... actually, tomorrow night I am scheduled to be on. However, it's a streamer's choice type of thing, and I think I need to make the Saturday and Sunday nights. Sunday we're supposed to be off, but I'm going to stream Sunday instead of Saturday because, it's the weekend. So we may make the weekend kind of a flex night thing, but glad you're here. I'm fitting out Helios, and I really don't know much about fitting out a ship, and so that's why I'm kind of like taking my time with it, but I'm planning on going out and doing some wormhole exploration. And I'm sorry for about all the orange. I only had time to kind of make a very quick overlay for tonight, and it's ugly. I know. We're going to do what we can, but time is limited. So, let's see here. I think I need to do some sort of what was the comment in here? An armor rep maybe was what they were looking for. Or was it a... Yeah, probably some sort of armor rep. So let me do this. And that's going to be too much. Yeah. What does that need? Requires 120, and I don't have 120. Oh, wow. Holy cow. Power grid. So I need to, Okay. Yeah, sure. I've had a problem with this. I'm kind of new to, like, the whole Nightbot thing, so I'm not even sure how to post that. Let's see. I see a link whitelist, but I don't see a user whitelist. Let's see. I've got a regulars in here. This Preacher Man's the one that set up Nightbot, so I'm still kind of still learning about this. Add a new link. If you want to go ahead and try to post it, and then I don't know if I'll get to see it or not, and then I can maybe repost it myself or something like that. What does this require? Oh, looks like it let it link. Let's take a look here. I've seen this site before. I think I've seen this before. Let's see. Helios. Thank you for the link. Ah, these voted on? Ooh. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do Okay, let's see. 0 votes, 0 votes. A lot of these are 0 votes. All these are 0 votes. Alright, Super Scanner Helios. Let's see. So what is the... I wonder what the... Sister's expanded probe launcher as opposed to the one that I'm... the regular core launcher. I wonder what the difference is on that. Ooh! About 35 million ISK. That's what the difference is. No, we'll roll without that. I should probably go look and see what the difference is, but... Holy cow. Yeah, that would... No, that's going to put me over the edge. Alright, let's see what else we have here. Scan acquisition array. Core launcher 1 is fine. Sister core probes are referred. Yeah, I've got the sister core probes, so we're good there. Scanning range for I got 1 afterburner 2, which I've got that. Scan pinpointing array. Okay, so this ship is not made to go out for after Relic. There's no Relic scanner or anything like that. There's a 1 warp core stab. Okay, so we're not going to go with that. Let's look at some other fits here. Helios scan. Maybe I should have searched for Helios Relic. Yeah, no, these are all... Wow. There we go. Here's one that looks good. Coviops Cloak. Expanded Probe Launcher. Sister's Core. Let's see. Okay, so 1 minute. So I got to go to Afterburner. You know, and I've had several people tell me Afterburner, and then I had somebody else say, no, you want the micro warp drive. And I know that this thing will just increase your signature like crazy. So let's do that. I like the Afterburner idea a little better. So at least for now. Can I log this one? Is that too much?
Power.
Yeah. No, stop it. There we are. You don't need speed or tank if you're exploring. So the reason why I kind of went for that a little bit was because I don't really do PvP yet. I haven't really trained up on it very well, and so I like the idea of being able to turn around and run away really fast. But actually, that said, the Afterburner's nice because if I warp to 0 on something that I've scanned down and I'm not quite on top of it, it gives me at least a little quicker speed in. Excuse me, pardon me. So let's see. Fleeting propulsion inhibitor and a warp scrambler. See, it's, So we'll do a damage control. Let's just do a damage control. Let's see how this works. Can I fit this? Is this gonna... Sweet! We got it on. Now, that said, I'm used to exploration in my Imicus, which means I wasn't running Coviops. Cloak, I was running Improved Cloak, because for a while I didn't have the skill on cloaking to level 4, and that was the last thing I had to learn. I did, but I still kind of flew around on my Imicus because, quite frankly, it was cheap, and I was really learning about remembering to cloak and to cloak at the right moments, and every moment you can be cloaked. Learning to make sure I'm hitting that D-scan button. Learning how to evade. You missed a great show on Monday night. I was literally being hunted down and evading people, and ended up actually having to safe log because they were camping a wormhole. And I mean, I missed getting bubbled by like a hair. I mean, as a matter of fact, if I had warped truly to 0 on the wormhole, instead of having it scanned down on a signature because I forgot to bookmark it when I came in, I probably would have been a lot closer and I would have been bubbled. So I came in far away from the wormhole, was staring at a bubble. I turned around and gunned it just in time for another bubble to pop out and get even closer. I swear, it scraped the paint, but I got away. But I ended up having to safe log because they just were not leaving. I tried to wait them out forever. And every time I would uncloak and make a fake movement like I was going to come in there, all of a sudden I'd see bubbles pop up on my D-scan. So I managed to get out in the middle of the week, barely by the skin of my teeth. It was close. So we'll see. Rigs. Do you got any ideas on rigs? What would be a good rig for this? I forgot what I was actually using rig-wise on my Imicus. Actually, let me. I have 2 small gravity capacitor upgrade 1s. Yeah, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. I've got a few other ones like that too, where it was like by the skin of my teeth. And then there were a couple that I got away from the guy who found me uncloaked while I'm scanning. Noob. He found me, but I had four stabs, and so he couldn't stop me by himself. I got away. I went to a couple of planets, and then I made a run to the wormhole, and he and his buddies were actually there waiting for me. So they potted me. And then another time somebody caught up with me, popped me from my ship. I disappeared because I'd forgotten to bookmark the wormhole, and I didn't know that the map actually still showed the wormhole that you came through. And even if it doesn't matter because I didn't have it scanned down anyway. But I was kind of going from planet to planet trying to figure out what I was going to do, and all of a sudden he calls me up in comms and says, "Hey, you looking for your wormhole?" And I'm like, yeah. And he was kind enough to actually show me the wormhole so I could fly through my pod. But yeah, so I had a bunch of fun, so to speak. But anyway, so I'm going to see What was on here again? I forgot what was on here. Show info. Fitting. 2 small gravity capacitor. So we're going to go view market. We'll buy this. Buy those. Let me see what he's got in the recent. Yeah, that's what he's got. Same thing on this guy. This guy's got small. Yep. 1 hobgoblin. Okay, makes sense. So let's bounce that. Let's come over here and let's do a. They don't count. Let's see. Hobgoblin. There we go. Get one of those in there. Okay. Do I already have? Oh, I've got one. Okay, good. Item hanger. All right, there we go. Let's see. Let's see. Small emission scope sharpener, and 1 small. Huh. Well, I added those 2 now, but let me go see what that is, because I you know, different fits. Let me see here. So, come on, welcome back. Good to have you around. Hey, Package. So, are you mostly exploration? Do you kind of do a little bit of everything? Have you been in Eve for a while? Oh, the efficiency of maybe that would have been cool, because my hacking has not been great. Hey, Cobalt, I saw you were I thought you were in chat for a little bit last night. I wasn't sure if you were just kind of if you kind of left it in there and we're hanging out, or if you saw any of the Hawken I was playing last night. But man, that was a blast. All right, we're going to I think we're going to roll with what we've got here. So let's save this. Duckwalker. Duckwalker. Expo scan 001. Save. Oh, cool. RVB. Oh, red versus blue. Okay, gotcha. Derp. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people have been seeing that, and some people, it's really strange. Like my stream, a lot of people say my stream looks fantastic, but there will be a couple of people that just cannot get it to come across well. I have that same problem with Preacher Man, actually. I try to watch his stream, and the last couple of days I've had some good spots, but there are other times it's bad. But I'm the only one that it's really affected by the stream, so other people are seeing him fine. So I don't know if it's a Twitch thing or it's hard to diagnose which side that lives on. All right, so I inserted the ship. Everything's good. I need to get out of here. I need to go do something. So I need to see what this looks like. What are you even seeing with all this orange on the screen? Good. I'm glad to hear that. Holy cow, there are so many people here.
Warp drive active.
Nice. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's excellent, Packet. Man, that's good. I will say this. I've got a pretty decent internet connection, and I mean, it's not the fastest in the world, but it's decent. And I've got a brand new PC. And it's my neighbor's son asking me, or my neighbor asking me if his son is still there. So let me check. Sorry. Fantastic. Welcome to the stream. Glad you stopped by. Yeah, no, I mean, you don't have to donate any money at all, man. We're here for community. That's one of those things. You know how that goes. That's totally... If you got it to donate, or if you want to donate, man, great. But if not, hang out and just be part of the community. I mean, that's really what this is all about, to be honest with you. I've been streaming for, I don't know, a few weeks. I started on my own channel, and now Preacher Man and I decided to do this. And, you know, it's one of these things where I've just been blown away by the community. The EVE community's been amazing. Last night I played Hawken. I mean, I had an EVE dev come in Monday night. Preacher Man was streaming EVE a couple of nights ago. EVE dev came back. Last night I was playing Hawken, which was just, by the way, just in March, purchased by a new company. It's been in beta for years. I had two people from the company that purchased Hawken stop by. One of them was a game dev, and then on top of that, I've got all these amazing players that have just come in, and I've just been blown away by community. So, am I muted? I shouldn't be muted. My mic shows that I'm here. Gorillism, what's up? Can everybody hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? I'm just curious if you guys... The one thing about this stream is the lag irks me because I feel like I'm behind you. You can hear me. Okay, good. Preach, something's wrong with your computer then. What's that? Lousy hotel Wi-Fi. And fantastic. Gosh, if you wanted to, if you want to donate ISK, again, that's totally up to you. But Liam Fitzpatrick is my alt right now. That's the tune I've got going right now. You can donate to that guy. It's 2 words: Liam space Fitzpatrick. So Fitzpatrick. So, but don't feel obligated. Just hanging out, it's cool too. They are slow, and it's dangerous flying those things. I hope you got some protection. I'm gonna chalk it up to your connection. Pardon me, I forgot to finish dinner before I started streaming, and I don't want to chew in y'all's ears. Anyway, okay, we're in space. Hey, G, how you doing tonight, man? I finally got my Helios here, and I got Coviops on it. So I've got it fitted out, and I don't know if it's going to be any good, but we'll give it a shot. What we're going to do for now, though, is we're going to get far away from here. And this is where the big orange overlay, which I know is hideous, guys. If you just join the stream, I have dogs. Sorry. If you just joined the stream, I just slapped this overlay together tonight after I got home from work. I know it's big, I know it's orange, and it looks like vomit. We're gonna try to do something better. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm new to this whole bit. But and then the whole thing is, you know, how much good does an overlay do when I go do something like this? So, but I guess, you know, at least it blocks it for some of the time. All right, where are we going? Let's see here. Okay, I'm back. I got crazy family stuff happening tonight. That's a lot of OPSEC happening right there. Yeah, I know. I know, it's so bad. Part of me wants to just turn the whole thing off, but I don't know. Give me time. I'll figure something out. I'm thinking that if I can get a third monitor, I'm always looking for an excuse to buy another monitor. I can just move stuff over. I can move my stream stuff over onto the third monitor and stretch Eve across 2 monitors and then only show one monitor and then keep all my locations. I don't know. Who knows? I may get tired of it. Hot girls, huh, laggers? Okay, yeah, that's going to be a ban. Thank you. Bye-bye. Preach, I thought we had Nightbot set up to prevent that kind of stuff, man. Okay. I'm getting bored. Let's go.
Warp drive active.
Anyway, hey Avalon, I'm glad you're back in the stream. Hi to everybody that's joined the streams. If you're just now following us, this is Rescast TV. It's a collaboration between myself and my buddy PreacherMan23, who may or may not be in chat, depending on his current connection. We both are streamers. I've just recently started, and we decided it would probably be best if we just collaborated on a channel. We'd be able to put out regular content and more varied content. For example, while Eve is my primary, and you'll see me play that at least 2, if not more times per week. Last night I played Hawken, which is a game that's been in beta for a while and just got purchased by a game company literally 2 months ago. So hopefully they'll do something cool with that.
Warp drive active.
Other games that you could see on here is, yeah, Nightbot did take a nap. I agree. Let's see. I just clicked the ban button. Oh, he deleted it on your screen? Well, Nightbot's not working across all screens then, because it was live hot girls right there. Oh, that's the Balcorn. I was just reading. I mean, I've read this book. You can see it's pretty tattered. I'm on like my 4th reading of this book now. I've got the other 2. Oh, CCP Avalon, I'm so glad you're here. You may have no information on this, and if you do, maybe you can't say anything about it. But when are we getting another one of these? I want another novel. What's it been, since 2012 or something? I want another one. Please. Please. Tell anybody who might be able to do something about that. I want another novel. Let's just keep on trucking. We just got one signature here. Anyway, welcome to the stream. So we're just going to be here. Feel free to hit that follow button. You can also check out our Twitter and our YouTube channel. We post all of our videos on YouTube. Right now, most of what you see on YouTube is our full episodes of streaming and some highlights from streaming, including a couple of funny ones where Preacher Man got ganked the other night, and let's see, what was another? Oh, and then he was playing Altus Life, where he had an interesting interaction with a high-dollar criminal there. So that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Anyway, so, but we are going to be going out there and posting tutorials, and I'm a big believer in learning through teaching. And so as I learn something in EVE, I want to start doing these really short, quick-to-the-point tutorials. And they'll be titled, hey, this may not be the best way, but I did this, and here's what happened. So it's kind of like lessons learned. So you may, it could be, hey, I got popped. I got potted. But we're going to start putting stuff like that out there. We're going to be trying to make this a little bit more of a show. It's going to take us some time to get there because obviously we're, both working and things like that. But this is early production. We're trying to get there. And so please stick around. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Additionally, see, this is where you guys just have to look at the planets. No clue. The last one was Templar 1. Yeah, I've got that up there. And once I get all my new PC stuff cleaned off of it, and I've gotten some of it off, and it's almost all gone. I'm probably going to have the camera moved a little bit so you guys can see my EVE shrine over here, which has basically got the EVE 2nd Decade Edition box, the EVE source, the EVE comic from Dark Horse, and then the other 2 EVE novels over there. And eventually I'll be buying the current art book that just recently came out. I don't know how soon I'll be able to shell out for that other art book that's like 175 bones. I'm sure it's worth it. I just bought this new PC and everything. That's not happening anytime soon. Anyway, so let's rock and roll. Let's get ourselves a wormhole here, shall we? And there we go. Yep. Oh, look at that. Do you see how fast that is? In my Amicus, I had to wait 30 seconds to be able to reuse my cloak. And I'm going to tell you, when you're in wormhole space and you know there are people hunting you down, that 30 seconds feels like a million years. It was 5 seconds. That's awesome. What do we got going on? Rev's been playing EVE for almost 6 years, and I'm still learning. It's the reason I keep subbing. Best game on the planet, in my humble opinion. I'm going to say this. I've been off again, on again. I call myself an old noob, and anybody that's been in the channel has heard this. Old noob because, like I said, this character I created in this tune 2011, April. I know nothing about this game in comparison to what you should know about this game. I really know almost nothing about this game. The only person that I can tell anything to is somebody who literally just started playing it. And that is, again, through my own fault, by not hooking up with anybody. And I'm changing that now. We'll be looking for a corporation here in the near future, probably. Right now, I'm having a great time, and the community here has been unreal helping me out. They've been fantastic. I've even gotten donations, and actually, Packet, let me see. You said you were going to throw some out here, and I don't want to ignore if you did something out here. And if you didn't, no big deal, man. I just want to make sure I give... Okay. No, yeah, don't. That's okay. It's all good. You don't have to do anything. It's fine with that. But I mean, it's just one of these where people have donated some ISK, and I mean, it's been great. It's freaking unbelievable. So I'm loving this. And then on top of that, EVE is, I just think, a gorgeous game. And now that I have a pretty mega video card, I can actually run it in the highest settings, and it blows me away. It's kind of a space nerd. And then on top of that, to be quite frank with you, one of the biggest parts of EVE to me is, I think, the lore. Which I would not even consider myself a lore master, because I haven't gone out to the websites and done more digging than what I found in the books. I know that there's more. But the lore to me is just, it's one of the best out there. That's, you know what, I will never turn down some free ISK. But I'm certainly not, I mean, I've got a little bit in the bank right now. Let's see, where are we at? For most people, it's not rich. For me, that's, 167 million ISK, and then I've got stuff that I've got for sale right now. So it's not a fortune. I mean, if I lose this ship, I can afford to lose it, but it's not as cheap as, or not as easy for me to lose this ship as it would be for others. So if you wanna donate in game, I'll take some ISK. But if not, please do not feel obligated. All right, I'm just gonna shut up and scan now. So let's see, blammo, and we're gonna try to use the new maps because I'm still I still really like the look of them, and I think as I get used to them, it's a little easier to scan with them. Let's do this. Oh, hey, G, sorry I missed that. It goes great. It goes really good. This first time I was streaming EVE on Monday, and I played a little bit this week because, well, I just couldn't really stay off the game that long. But I did stream Hawken last night. I'm going to tell you what. If you're looking for any kind of a first-person shooter type thing, that is the bomb diggity. That thing was rocking. Let's see. Need some ISK res. There's always more. What's your in-game name, Res? In-game is Liam Fitzpatrick. Liam space Fitzpatrick, I think. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Liam Fitzpatrick. All right. Let's actually start scanning. How long have I been? I've been on for, holy cow, almost an hour and a half, and I've done nothing tonight. CCP Avalon. There's always more. What? I'm not home at the moment. When I get there. Oh yeah, please. Yeah, don't. It's all good. It's all good. So, always more lore. Yes, yes. And I actually am, I found some of the sites that are out there, and I'm actually going to be digging into more of that over the coming weeks and months, probably. Because I actually would like to get into the lore a lot more than I have. Because I just think it's really a fantastic story. But so that's definitely in the plans. I just wish I could find out if there was another novel coming out. I mean, it's been a few years, and I feel like there's all kinds of like cliffhangers. You know, here you've set up, we got Templar 1 set up, we had the initial book set up, and then we had the idea of an agent, the story of the agent in Rhea with the second book, and kind of how all that fell out with the sisters in the second book. I thought that was great. It's like whet my appetite, and I want more. Yes, I am. So, okay, so I'm going to ask you something. You say, am I going to roll around in null soon? So, and this is where it's stupid questions, right? Stupid questions, but I'm looking for a wormhole, and then I'm going to pop in and get into null space. But I never seem to make as much, or nullsec, but I never seem to find quite as much money worth of stuff as you do, G. So I don't know if I'm truly in what you would consider like the most profitable region of space, or is it my skill set, or is it because I tend to fail at my hacking attempts like 20 to 30% of the time instead of only like 5 to 10 like you're supposed to? I don't know what that is. Let's see. Oh, we got flashing money here. Let's see what we got. Holy cow. Whoa. Packet. Huge donation. Thank you. Unreal. Making me feel a little safer about being out in the danger space. So what's that saying? Have some iskies. You, sir, or madam, actually, there I go again. I'm assuming because of statistics that everybody's a guy. It could be a girl. I don't know. Sir or madam, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Packet Creeper. I really do. All right, let me shut my trap. I got to get going here. It is greatly appreciated.
Warp drive active.
I do have a question. You're going to tell me I can't do that? Yep. All right. Yeah, whatever. I'm in high sec. I'll go ahead and pop it out. I do have a question for you guys. So one of the things I love about streaming EVE, and again, if you've been to my stream, you've heard this before, is I love how the internet, I do software, I'm a web developer, I'm a Java web developer specifically, and I also work with things like WordPress. Go to Stain, okay. Weekends are crowded though. Well, maybe I'll save that for next week, because I'm still kind of, I'm still a little nervous. I'm a nervous noob, but maybe I'll do that for the Monday stream. Anyway, what I like to do is I like to find out where everybody is. And so I know a lot of you have already said where you're from. And I really I appreciate when you guys tell me that. Eventually, I was considering getting like a Google map or maybe some sort of a board to put behind me. I just push a pin for everybody that comes into my stream. I've had people from England, Netherlands, Stockholm, Pakistan by way of Stockholm, or Stockholm, but they're from Stockholm, They're from Stockholm, but they were living in Pakistan. CCP Avalon is where you would expect, Reykjavik. So these are all places that are kind of on my list, like my travel list so far. So I'm actually hoping to make it to a fan fest sometime in the next, probably not going to be for another 2 or 3 years, but I'm really hoping to do that. All right, let's see here. So if you could say where you're from, that would be great. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I just think it's really cool. It's a really neat thing that happens in the internet world, where it kind of shrinks the world. So right behind me, looking through the window, man, that's a dangerous place to be around my house. Okay, how much? Let's see. So I wanted to give proper. Let's just say this: the donation to Rescast TV, specifically my tune here, was 100 million ISK from Packet Creeper, and I really do appreciate it. That is unbelievable, and again, 100 million ISKs for me, and that helps out. Every little bit really does help. Oh. Okay, and I got a question for you guys. I remember last year or the year before when I played, I saw a lot of Concord billboards. And it seems like I see fewer and fewer of them. Is it just my imagination? Am I just not noticing them? Or have there been fewer of these billboards about it? Has anybody noticed that? Is there anything to that? Not that it really makes a huge difference, but I'm curious about it.
Warp drive active.
Oh, thank you, Nightbot. Because, of course, I forgot. Go check out our YouTube channel, too, guys. All the links and everything should be below. One of the other things we're going to try to start doing with you is as we get links to do... kind of different things, or any kind of partnerships or what have you, or even information that isn't a partnership, but it's just good for people to have. We're going to try to put some of that information down below the stream here. And one of the things we found with Hawken last night is we had a dev come in from the Hawken team, and super cool. Tweeted us out on the Hawken tweet our stream out on the Hawken Twitter account, but also gave us I think three codes. Excuse me, that kind of gave us a boost in some of the in-game, I think some of the in-game money and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But anything we find like that about the games is going to go down below. So definitely make sure every time you come into the channel, check down below to see if we've added anything new. Okay, so we're going to pop this out. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. You'll have to forgive me. It has been yet another banner long day at work. So if I'm a little out of it, that would be why. So one of the things I think I'm going to start looking for is, like I said, I may be looking to join a corp sometime, maybe in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe. I think while I'm, yeah, we're not looking for hideouts. No, thank you. Reload. Warp on.
Warp drive.
So we're going to be looking for kind of a corp pretty soon, possibly. And I know they may be few and far between from what I understand, but there are some corps that are a little more exploration focused than PvP. I definitely see myself more and more getting interested in PvP, but still way down the road. I'm loving. I'm actually loving exploration. You know, in wormhole space. I think that's really, really cool. And I even kind of love the cat and mouse game that you end up playing in these spaces where people are trying to hunt you down. And I've successfully evaded some people, and I've gotten popped as well. So, you know, it's one of those things where... Alright, so let's do this. Where is... We're there. Alright, let's do... I just want a long road. That's all I'm looking for. I got dueling notifications. So nobody else wants to share where they're from? That's fine. That's fine. I'm from Central Florida, in the U.S. I'm kind of near, Walt Disney World. I'm actually, I wouldn't say I'm very near, but I'm close enough to where I could go fairly regularly. Let's just say that. RVB Ganked Room. Okay, hang on a second. Let me, Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, you're just north of us. That's a nice area up there, too. Really nice. Let me grab that comment of yours so I can save that off here. And, may do that. May do that. And actually, you know what? I didn't capture... There we go. Thank you. Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah, I've been up through there before. Many years ago, though. Also, some of the streamers near here. Been to Florida once. Orlando, to be specific. My family and I were the odd ones out wearing shorts and short sleeves in the wintertime. Okay, so CCP Avalon. Let me tell you a little something about me. I live in Florida. Now, Florida, you get a lot of, well, you get some sunshine. They call it the Sunshine State. You get a lot of rain, more than people realize, and it's often violent storms. You get the occasional hurricane, which we typically make sure we've got good hurricane supplies, and then we throw a hurricane party. What else are you going to do? Let's see. You've got beaches, which some of them on the west coast of Florida and the south of Florida are really nice. And then you've got lots of tourism. Most of those things I'm not interested in. Now, the beach at night or in the morning is nice. You go fishing. That's fine. Me, I've been here for over 30 years. I've never, ever gotten used to the heat. I am built, even when I was like rail thin, I still couldn't take the heat. I've always been built for the cold weather. I've always wanted to live someplace where I can have snow. Now, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure Reykjavik definitely gets more than its fair share of snow. And I've got a friend that lives in Newfoundland, and he often sends me photos of the icebergs breaking up and leaving, heading out to sea, and things like that. And I'm not sure, but I think you get that kind of cold there, if I remember CCP Avalon. So that's a place that I probably would like to visit, and I say I would like to live in. However, people who live in those environments have told me, yeah, shovel snow for a full winter, and you won't be so keen to live in that kind of an environment. Fair enough, but what I do know is I don't like the heat. The humidity here is like a punch in the face, and I almost mean literally. It's got great redeeming qualities. I do like Walt Disney World. I'm a big fan. I wouldn't call myself a fanatic. There are plenty of fanatics here, but I'm a big fan. I truly enjoy going fishing. I like the golf here. I play golf some, although I haven't for a couple of years. So it's really warm. I mean, we look at 100 plus degree days with 100% humidity. It feels like it gets rough. But the winters are nice. All 5 days. Yeah, all 5 days of winter here are nice. So, hang on. I got to let my dogs in. Yeah, I really am a wimp with that packet. It's insane. My problem is it gets so hot here that my air conditioner can't keep up. I mean, during the summer, the coolest I can keep it in this house with my air conditioner just working. And I mean, even when it was brand new. I mean, my house is a number of years old now, but even when it was brand new, it still couldn't really hold down, let's say, anything cooler than 77, which I hate because if I had my druthers, it would be 67. You got hail on May 9th, but aside from that, snow-free for a few weeks now. Oh, okay. Yeah, hail's no fun, though. We get that here on occasion when we get the big, big thunderheads that roll through that are spiking up at, 30 or 40,000 feet. That's no joke. Incursion. Oh, I'm in an incursion system. Is that what this is? I'm gonna bounce. I don't like something about this here.
Warp drive active.
Why you tank like this when there is a Sancha incursion? I'll leave. Mercy. I've not done any incursions yet, so if there's an incursion in system, I'll leave. Now, doesn't it say on the screen somewhere that I'm in an incursion system? What do we have? Okay, I don't have to click this link to know that it's probably a joke. I see CCP guard in there. I know where this is probably going. Let's see. Let's look and see. Please tell me you've met him. Oh, you must have. You worked there. That dude seems like he's a riot. Like, straight up joke. Where does it say? I know it says somewhere. Okay, so it's just the chat. The chat pops up. Fair enough. Oh, no, we gotta jump. That's right. Yeah, CCP guard looks... I mean, he... That dude's a riot. I get the feeling that he's somebody I wouldn't know whether to take him seriously half the time or not.
Warp drive active.
Where does it tell me? Okay, I'm no longer in an incursion area. There we go. There we go. Let's see. I get notices about incursions in different systems. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I get a section under my waypoints and it has icons about various effects. Okay. He seems like it. He seems like he's a pretty cool guy. I would say that there's good reason why he hosts the 07 show. Cobalt, incursions will bump your stats down. You can pass through with no problems, but if you join an incursion fleet, you will need boosts to survive and run to the site. Yeah. I was reading something about that, and I'm interested. And I believe you can actually make some decent jack on incursions. If I remember, I saw somebody saying that somewhere. Just another example of how this game is so huge and massive to learn, which is what I love. It doesn't get boring. Ever. I mean, I guess I've met some people who've been playing it forever, and they're like, yeah, it can kind of get dull sometimes. But they still play. You know what, though? I've noticed something. Some of the people that I met that have been longtime EVE players that have said, yeah, I kind of get bored doing this or that. The last year or so, they aren't really saying that as much. And I'm wondering if it's because of the, build cycles every 6 weeks. That's got to be it. There's something new going on for them to work towards. So that's my guess, if I had to guess. I know I'm really not doing any awesome stuff tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm trying to get there. I'm trying. Oh, but I don't know, man. I tell you, I mean, he's awesome, but I think the 07 show does a really... Ooh. That scares the heck out of me every time I run across one of those guys. Let's not stay here. I know they aren't supposed to mess with me if I don't mess with them, but let's just not do that. Let's just go somewhere else.
Warp drive.
Anyway, CCP Guard's your favorite person, and like I said, he's awesome. But there's been so many people on the 07 show, like the devs and the translation team. I mean, everybody that I've seen on there has got a very unique personality, and they all seem like people I'd actually want to meet. Like everybody. Some of them I might be scared to go party with because I'm not really a party hard kind of guy. But back in the day, yeah. But now, okay, fair enough. Just developing the habit of cloaking. I know I'm. Come on, wormhole. Come on, wormhole. I feel like I'm rolling dice. Come on, lucky number 7. Come on, lucky number 7. 800. Yeah. Well, that needs to change. They need to get you guys on there, especially. So you guys, okay? So I looked at Wappalizer. You're on the web team, and I think you guys are using .NET, right? No, I think you should hear from the whole team. The community, you work on the community site too, right? We should hear from people that manage the site. I mean, I'm a little biased because I'm a web developer, but if I remember correctly, I was looking, and I think I use Wappalizer on browsers. I don't know if you know what that plugin is, but it's on Chrome, and it basically just kind of looks at all the tech that's in a site. So yes, okay, good. See, I'm Java web developer, so that's okay. I mean, as much as I'd like to come visit Iceland, if I ever tried to apply for a job there, my wife would be like, you know what, babe, I said I'd go with you anywhere, but that's a little too far away from family. So that might be a big ask, but we'll come visit someday. Of course, that's assuming I could even get a job there, but I'm just saying, if I was to apply, I'd have to do some serious convincing on the part of my wife. But I do actually think they should bring in other members of the web team, everybody, seriously. I mean, I guess the translation team was a big deal because it was a big French translation, and there's a lot of French players, so I get that, but still, hey, wah-hey, we have wormhole. Danger amount is about to go through the roof. My dogs, I swear. Still on 800. .NET and some PHP. Oh, I dabble with some PHP just for WordPress stuff, though. It's kind of on the side that I do. Unstable wormhole. All right, come on back. Shut her down. Reload. Warp to 0. Turn the map off. And away we go. Claymore. Boost or bust. Freeze Bob. Galente Control Tower. Motor Depot. Interesting. I don't think CCP realizes what the player base is really interested in seeing. For me, I would absolutely drool over an 07 show about Tranquility hardware. Bring in the network guy. Well, I think they've... if you go on YouTube, there are some videos with some of the guys that work on the hardware and the network there, if I remember correctly. I was actually pretty fascinated by it. Ooh, that's see, I don't remember what all the colors indicate yet. Show info. Oh, really? High sec? Ooh, that's not what we're looking for. I knew I should have scanned down the other two. Anyway, and keep in mind, too, the 07 show is only episode 7, right? So... next one I think is June. I don't want to say June 11th or somewhere around there. So maybe you'll get the call, CCP Avalon. I'm going to start a Twitter campaign. Maybe let's get CCP Avalon on the 07 show. Oh, that's no. I have nothing to fight you with.
Warp drive.
Oh, I chose an asteroid belt. That's why. There's rats here. I thought I chose a planet. My bad. I think a lot of EVE players are in the technical, scientific, economic field and are very different than your typical MMO players, so you may be right. Cobalt, completely agree. I swear, almost like a third of the people... I did it again. I'm doing this and not paying attention. I swear, at least a third of the people that have told me what their job are, maybe it's more, has to do with the IT field. Several of the regular guys that visit the stream, guys and gals, I got one guy who visits the stream almost every night, that we're streaming, and he's IT tech support, and so he watches at work, and then he gets home, and we're usually, I'm guessing he leaves work around 10 or so, and then he gets home just in time to catch the end of the show, so, you know, kind of funny. All right, let's just pop this out there, come on. No more futzing around. Whoa, hi. But I think it does lend itself to a little more technical nature. Somebody that's... I hate to use the term analytical mind because I don't know that I would. Well, I usually think analytically, except when I'm tired. But definitely, I think kind of goes. I would love to actually have that stat. Like if CCP has that stat laying around somewhere, where they kind of have an idea of what their player base is. What they are. I'm sure they've got some sort of metrics on it somewhere, but that's usually like executive stuff. Let's see. Oh, no, not me. I'd melt from shyness. Oh, really? Oh, come on. Come on. You got to go on now. I'm going to really start a campaign. We got to get you on. I'm gonna tweet out CCP Guard as if he probably gets enough tweets to where he would see mine. But I'm going to tell him that he needs to get CCP Avalon on the show. No, I won't do that. But if they ask you to come on the show, you should. Just to say hey. Say hey to your fans out there, your fellow web devs like myself. And to represent us web developers that are out there. Let's see here. Yeah, most of the people I've met and talked to have been tech savvy or in business relating to tech in some way. Heck, recall having met someone from NASA at FanFest. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Which is another great thing about living where I live, because I'm about 35, 40 minutes from NASA, or from the Cape. My grandfather actually worked out at NASA during the Apollo days. I don't remember exactly what he did. He was some program manager there. I don't remember what exactly, but I thought that was pretty cool. But the great thing about living close to here is that we go out all the time. We used to go out all the time to watch the shuttle go up. I remember as a kid in I think it was 85 or 86. In 86 or 85, I remember going out in elementary school. And, they'd take us outside for the shuttle launches. And I remember watching the Challenger go up. And that was a really sad day. Because I'd grown up, especially with my grandfather, having worked previously at NASA, he lived out there. So we would go out there on our own, with my parents take me out there. And we'd go out on his boat for launch. We did that one time at night. That was amazing. So I was really familiar with watching shuttle launches. And that day when the Challenger went up, I knew something was wrong. It was not a normal shuttle launch. But since then, of course, you almost take it for granted. And so when the shuttle stopped going up here, it was kind of sad. And so to have SpaceX going up now, I mean, literally a couple of other developers at work, SpaceX was going up, what was it, 3, 4, 5 months ago, was going up at like 4 in the morning. And somehow we got to talking about it. And one of the guys had never, ever seen a launch. He had moved here from Tennessee. And so we're like, you know what? Let's do it. So we actually woke some of our kids up. Each one of us brought some of our sons. And we loaded up a van at like 4 in the morning. No, 3:30 in the morning to be out there by 4:30 for the launch. Just to watch the SpaceX rocket go up. So we're really excited to have launches going off at Kennedy Space Center again. Let's see. Yeah, most people... I'll lobby it when we've got something more to talk about. Current projects are rather hidden away. Ooh! Ooh, I like secret things. I like this CCP Avalon. I want to know what's going on now. You're going to make me wait. That's not fair. No, it is. That's fine. Diaphoration. Hey, I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. It's the Rescast TV, the collaboration between myself and PreacherMan23, who may or may not still be in the channel. He is busy doing, I don't know, other things. What do you got here? Do you dig from wormhole to wormhole when doing exploration, or do you like to be one jump away from high sec? Which one is better? So I am in no position as an old noob to tell you which one is better. Old noob, I classify that very quickly as I've been playing the game for years, off and on. I never took the time myself to invest in the game and learn it properly. I'm doing that this time. And so this is really the first time I've ever done exploration. So maybe somebody else in chat might be able to help you out with that. Otherwise, I can tell you what I do right now, which is typically I like to be one jump away from the wormhole I came through. That is changing, though. My mindset is changing on that a little bit because either from stream snipers who we've been chased after before, which is, it's all good, or just from the simple fact that if I'm in a space where there's one high-sec wormhole, they know which ones to camp. And so I'm starting to consider maybe I might start following a chain down and popping out somewhere else. I don't know. But right now, so far, I've been coming in and out of the same wormhole for the most part. Okay. So let's see. We're trying to track this bad boy down. Did we scan this already? This is 620. I know I've got a wormhole in 158. Charlie Alpha Foxtrot 158 is a wormhole we haven't been to yet, so that one may be okay. But while I got scanners out, I might as well grab 620, and we'll go from there. Cosmic Signature. Well, do me a favor, CCP Avalon. If you are going to be on the 07 show at some point, stop by and let us know. I mean, I try not to miss any episodes, and they're spaced out far enough where it's like kind of a big deal when they come out, because I think it's... it kind of matches with... I think they've got it going a couple weeks before a release, or maybe a week before a release comes out, so like every 6 weeks, but it seems to be that's how they've got it set up. I don't know, but yeah, so we'll look for you. I think they should, you know? I mean, you can only see CCP Fozzie so much, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm joking. That's combat site. No, thank you. Okay, we're going to be traveling out to Charlie Alpha Foxtrot 158. Bring those probes back in. Drop the map back down. Reload those probes, and let's rock and roll.
Warp drive active.
Hey, I haven't done this in a little while. I actually did it. Damien, check the hangout, please. Okay. See, were you watching earlier? You weren't watching earlier. You were off having your fun at that event or whatever the thing you're attending right now. Fine. Okay, let's see. Hee. Yeah, hee. Nice. Alright, doesn't look too active. Let's see. Unknown parts of space. Check number 1. The wormhole's beginning to decay. Check number 2. We're going in. Let's rock and roll. Okay. Now we've got everything set to go. Okay, remember, when I come in, get through the hole. Okay, if you're new to this, this is kind of like I have to walk myself through this. I'm going to go through the hole. I'm going to immediately hit afterburners, cloak, so I can get one rotation of afterburners with a cloak, supposedly, I guess is the way that works. Save the bookmark the stinking wormhole so I don't have to scan it back down again. You're doing your best there. Oh, that's true. I forgot you're on hotel Wi-Fi. I'm so happy you're here, though. I'll be honest with you. I really am. It's great to have it to where we can kind of watch each other stream. So, so we're going in. Let's just go. Just shut up. Just go. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna go. Enter wormhole. It's like going down a drain. Yes. I need to mark that off as don't show me again. Okay, come on. Come on. Boom. 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 Okay, we got 2 control towers. I don't show anything else on here, so we're going to go through, find ourselves a place to camp for a little bit.
Warp drive.
We're in a wormhole, finally. It only took me basically 2 hours, just shy of, because I got on the stream a little bit late tonight, guys. I apologize for that, but some of that was ship fitting tonight, which I am not... See, now this is what I'm talking about. This right here, this is why I love this game. What you get, I mean, there's a lot of the planets look beautiful, but when you get to stuff like this, and when you look at it closely, oh, please excuse me, when you look at it closely, you can see that it's actually active. Yeah, you can see it right up in here. You can see it's active. I don't know how hard that is. I'm not a game developer, but I just think that looks fantastic. I think that looks really good. I'm not cloaked. Why was I not cloaked? Genius. And I cloaked before I pushed out probes, which means I got to uncloak. See, this is why I get popped. This is how noobs do things, kids. This is why we get killed. Oh, I love that 5-second cooldown. So much better than 30 seconds. And I still didn't launch the probes. Why didn't they go? I'm a train wreck here. Train wreck. Alright, let's be quick. We got plenty of cosmic signatures to scan down. What we need to do now is we need to pray that one of them is a relic site that is also a pirate site. So let's do it. What's going on with my screen here? What's going on? Is that normal for that to cut off like that? Or is it just dark? Is that all it is? It seems a little weird to me. Seems... Uh-oh. Oh, man. Really? Shoot. No! No, 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 no! No, 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 no!
Cannot
No, 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 no!
as you are being targeted by someone.
Go, go, go. I don't have any warp stabs. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Afterburner, 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 afterburner. Go, go, go. I can't, I can't, I can't. I'm dead. I can't. There's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is... Oh, I don't have my drones. Where'd my drone thing go? This is so sad. How did he find me?
Warp drive active.
How did he find me? That sucked! New fit. I need a new fit. Okay. I'm done with this business. Now this is the... Look at this planet right here. That's unreal. That is crazy. Now I'm going to do something really stupid.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, maybe. But I was cloaked. That's... I mean, I know that I was uncloaked for a little bit, but how did he know exactly where I was? I thought once you were cloaked... Yeah, but I thought once you were cloaked, you can't be seen. Oh, let me save that off. I will check that off. That's actually really cool. I love those kind of little Easter egg things. Hey, guess what this means, kids? It means I get to build a new I get to build a new Helios. What I'm curious... Oh, they're here too. They're gonna pod me. Oh, no, they're not here. I thought I saw them there for a second. Whatever. Stream sniper? I don't know. I guess it could be. I mean, I've got all this stuff covered up, but I'm sure there's still something showing here. I only got some... Iron Monkey, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Oh boy, here we go. What's Kappa? What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Warp drive active.
Hey, Iron Monkey. Well, doing okay. Yeah, I was insured, but I'm only going to get $5 million for the ship, and my fit was worth probably more than the... or close to the ship. Let's see. Oh, okay. Kappa is in the Twitch emote. It was a stream snipe. Okay, you got me. Tell me how you found me. Was it just because of where I showed my map? Was it that simple? So this is why, if it was because I showed the map or because you saw where I bought my stuff or whatever, well, it's probably because I showed my map. That just tells me I need to move, Okay, so that explains that. I've seen that before. Okay. You can take a look at my bio if you wish, sure. Wingspan delivery systems. Oh, thanks. As a devoted member of Wingspan Deliver Service, I will proceed on sending you a receipt mail to thank you for your services. I appreciate that. Thank you. It could have been the right-click events. Yeah, probably. That's okay. It happens. I got to learn somehow. Damien Oxytocin, you were successful at your job, and I was lame at even trying to get away. And I thank you. I think other people have attempted to stream snipe me before, and I managed to get away in a lowly amicus. But tonight I did not get away. There is nothing you can do to hide your position in space. Really? Is it because they can see the systems that are out here and look them up? I mean, is that it? Like I hover over them? There's nothing you can do about that. Oh, does he? Okay. Oh, so I've helped him with his stream. Got you. I'll have to check out his videos then. You know, and this probably is because, I mean, it can happen anywhere, obviously. But, let me see here. Yeah, I did. I lost it. Yeah, you missed it. I got stream sniped. Homeboy here, what's his name? My corpse leader does, yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. You should have waited until I had a nice haul of cargo. Or maybe he already knows what's in the system and I wouldn't have gotten anything out of that system. Who knows? I looked where you were. I saw your destination, scanned everything on the way there. Oh, so it was you. Okay. All right. Well, glad to help. System was empty. Well, I don't know if I've been successfully stream sniped before. I think others have tried, but obviously I have now been successfully stream sniped. Oh wow! And I'm getting a special delivery to make the pain of my loss of my ship and me sitting in my lowly but golden pod even better with some strawberries and whipped cream. My wife is awesome. These Balcorns, by the way, are really cool. What do we got? Okay, so you went in that home wormhole. I gotta read this whole chat. I'm missing the chat. So what's going on? So, you know what? That's worth a follow. Have you not followed yet? Diaphoration. Have you not followed? If you haven't followed, come on, that's worth a follow. That's how you can pay me. You know? Let's take a look here. Insurance paid me. Insurance paid me. Give me a follow. Actually, maybe I don't want you following me. You'll follow. Don't worry. Oh, wow. Great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm in there with the. So, do you get anybody that's not a noob, or an old noob, as I like to call myself?